Okay, good morning now. We can continue on our book reading this morning, the Toyota Way to Service Excellence, in chapter 6, which says micro principle. And when I will be looking at coercive bureaucracy and enabling bureaucracy in principle 6, which says stabilize and continually adopt work pattern. Yesterday, we looked at the NL Service Standard Work Audit process, which was complicated, and they were looking for ways to make it better. Today, on page 197, we'll be looking at service for you, like service for and you, then enabling bureaucracy, standard support, how we learn to improve. How we learn to improve. So meanwhile, at Sarah Stevens' company, Service for You, yes, Sam McQueen had been working as the executive VP of Service Excellence for the past 3 months. The staff was learning about standards too. One of the things that Sam was enjoying most about working at Service for You was the focus on finding unique ways to satisfy the company's customer. Just before Sam had arrived, Service for You added a new service offering to provide electronic direct deposit transfer. Service for You sales representatives actively partnered with their clients to find out what type of new service will help them run their businesses more easily. Once sales reps had brought the feedback that direct deposit transfers would be a service differentiator, new product development had created the new product and IT had created a system enhancement. Service for You credit processors had all received training on the new direct deposit capability of the transaction system and had been processing direct deposit transaction transfers for about 4 months. Everyone was expecting rave reviews from customers about their new service offerings, but then came a cold dose of reality. Even after 2 levels of checking, between 30 and 50% of the direct deposits were failing the regulatory audit for various reasons, such as incorrect paperwork, missing bank documents, and no customer signature. The customers would then have to send in new information, and the direct deposit would have been set up again after a waiting period. Also, on occasions, bank routines or account numbers had been entered incorrectly, and thus funds were directing or account numbers had been entered incorrectly, and thus funds were direct deposited into incorrect account. That didn't make customers very happy, nor did the fact that customers had to send in all their direct deposit paperwork 2 days before their transaction processing date. What customers really wanted was to send in the paperwork at the time their transaction would be processed and have their direct deposit activated immediately. And that is where Sam came in. As VP of Service Excellence, it was his responsibility to make sure the Service for You's underlying process supported the delivery of service excellence. One thing that Sam particularly enjoyed about his new position was the opportunity to regularly work with Leslie Harris, the lean management advisor who had helped him at NL Services. Unlike NL Services, which was focused on short-term results and quarterly dividends for its shareholders, Service for You was dedicated to providing the best service possible for its customers over the long term. Sam knew that Leslie would be able to help Service for You get to the bottom of their direct deposit problem. After Sam explained the problems to Leslie and showed her the data, the company had collected from the daily, monthly, direct deposit audit process. Leslie suggested, as she always did, that they go together to the Gemba to find out the facts behind the data and see what they could learn from the people who actually entered the direct deposit into the transaction processing system. As Sam and Leslie made their way through the 6 transaction processing teams, they heard the same thing from supervisors and transaction processors alike. No two processors had the same method for entering a direct deposit into the system. Some processors entered the routine and account numbers first, then checked the paperwork for accuracy, while others did the other way, and the transaction processors all had their own ways of explaining what was needed of getting the paperwork from the customers. Okay, so this is where we'll stop for our reading this morning. It says standard support how we learn to improve. So even at Service for You, there was no standard way of doing work. There was no standard way of imputing customers' account numbers or customers' detail when they are trying to process their credit. So as Leslie helps them in chapter 4, talking about the NL service, she's also going to help them here. She's also going to help them find means and places where they need to improve on. Like he said, standard support, how we learn to improve. Remember in chapter 4 when she helps them at NL services to look for a one-piece work flow, they succeeded. So here at Service for You, she's also going to help Sam look for ways to improve their work process, for their work process to be standardized. So that is it for our reading this morning. Thank you.